Hey guys, it's Carl Brown from GuitarLessons365.com. Today is the day we're actually going to finish And Justice for All. So we have done all the songs as of today. We're going to finish it with Eye of the Beholder here. The last song that, well, the only song we have yet to do a note-for-note tutorial on for And Justice for All. So now we have completed, as after this video at least, all of Master of Puppets and all of And Justice for All. So, all right. Well, it's a lot of work. I need a nap. Anyway, so we are gonna jump in this, go through all this. We're gonna have certain parts of the song that there's like that intro right there that I just played. You're probably like, whoa, there's something else in there too. There is, but it's Kirk is playing that. But James is kind of hanging out on the low notes. So you see some people play that. They kind of play it all together as one guitar part, but I'm going to do it like they do it. And you'll have some people that will tell you these sections, these songs, these parts are here. James plays them with all downstrokes. That is incorrect. He actually does alternate pick this 100% of the time on all videos of everything from back in 1989 all the way to now. The alternate picks it. It's kind of like it's almost like a laid back feel. So you want it to be alternate picked, or you're gonna, if you do the, it's not gonna have that kind of feel that he wanted to anyway. So there's a reason he's alternate picking it. Anyway, I'm gonna take you through every single section of the song, unfortunately, throughout the whole video and detail kind of each part each time. Before I get into it though, please subscribe to the channel if you have not already. If you like these marathon videos of complex songs, I've got a lot of them on this channel. And if you really want to support what I do here on YouTube, join my Guitar Academy. You'll see a link to my academy in the description below. That's my online guitar school. It contains all my guitar courses covering everything from, you know, technique. There's complete beginner courses to more advanced courses on technique, improvisation, ear training theory, guitar tone. You get personalized support from me. I go live there with a live video chats with Academy members every week. So you can get your questions answered that way as well too. So please go check it out. You get a free 7-day trial by clicking that link below. All right, let's get into the track. We're tuned to standard tuning. And we have this intro. So like I said, we have just on this low E. So kind of got a fade in with that. So it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. So that last hit is not muted. It's kind of accented without the mute. So we have this. So it's kind of 8 hits. And then just 2 hits, 2 downs, kind of slower like. And then a quick 1, 2, 3, and that 3 is when you lift up and let the string ring, and then you come back down and just repeat. All right, then we come in, you start hearing some actual harmony going on here. And there's 2 guitar parts, separate guitar parts. It's not played with one guitar. So we have James doing this. So that's just that, so that hit of 8 with just the open E. And then he goes to the 3rd fret here for the rest of the pattern. So that down, 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 up, and that, you know, I'll see unmuted hit. And then we're gonna go to the 2nd fret. And then it's that entire pattern that we did on the open string before, and it's just played on the 2nd fret. Of course, with that last note not muted, so just kind of accented and unmuted. So we have this. Just repeat that. So those other notes that you're hearing at that part is Kurt coming in here and doing. So same rhythm here, but we're gonna now be playing off the 7th fret here on the A. And then down to the 2nd fret for the second half of that rhythm. Okay, and then we're gonna go up to the 5th fret here on the A string. Yeah. And then back down to the 2nd fret for the second half of the pattern. So we have this. Repeat that. But the ending's going to be slightly different. So we start the same way. And then we're just going to hold this, do the whole pattern on this note again. So it doesn't go up to the 5 the second time through, around. So we have this. Repeat. All right, then we change the rhythm again to kind of leading into what I really kind of consider the main riff of the song. Looks like this. All right, so we have just this rhythm is 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1. Oh, sorry, 1, 2, 3, 1, 1. So I'm just kind of calling out the groups. This is kind of like I said, a very laid back riff. So with we start with a group of 3, 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 1, 1. So just 3 downstrokes. And then we have a group of 5, so it's going to be down, up, down, up, down. So it's 3, and then 1, 1, 1, 5. Then you just repeat that. All right, now when we start adding those, we're gonna be just playing the first half of that riff. So we're gonna do the 1, 2, 3, 1, 1, just those, just that far on it, and then, and you're just gonna play the same 1, 2, 3, 1, and you're playing the 7th fret there on the A, 9th on the D, and then taking it down to the 8th fret there on the D, still playing that 7 on the A. So we have this. So we have this 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and repeat. And here we have a different ending. So we still do that 1, 2, 3, 1, 1, and so that's going to be 8 on the D, hammer on 9, pull back off to 8, then hit the open low E. And then kind of the same thing, but here it's the 7th fret on the A string. Hammer 8, pull back up to 7, and then back to the low E. And then when we're gonna kind of go back to doing the riff again. It goes. So it's basically going back to the that same little 1, 2, 3, 1, 1, but there's a quick upstroke before it. So it goes. So we just have that little extra note. And then we have a kind of a longer ending. So that's the same thing that we did before, but we're going to continue it with 6, hammer 7, pull back off the 6 on the low E, then the open E string again, and then the same thing here at 2 to 3. Into the E power chord, and then hit it again to stop it. So we have this all together for that riff. All right, now we get to the verse, which looks like we'll go back to the rhythm that we did in the intro. Into the pre-chorus. All right, so we had that same rhythm that we did earlier. So basically what James was doing at the beginning of the song. He's doing that, but he's adding the power chord, the full power chord when he hits the accent. So we have this. And then here, instead of just letting that note, the accented, unmuted note that we had in the intro, you're gonna make it the full power chord. So add the 5th fret there on the A. And then down to 2. And then you're gonna add the full power chord on that hit too. So the 4th fret on the A. So this. All right, then so he does that riff like 4 times or so, and then he just goes back to the, just like we did in the intro, just the open E string, and then back to the riff again. So at the end of it, you hit that F sharp, let it ring, then you hit it a couple more times, and then we have a quick 3-2 before we transition to the pre-chorus. So we have this. All right, so then we actually get to that pre-chorus. I call it the pre-chorus anyway. It looks like this. Then we're going to the chorus. So what we're doing here is we're going to go up to the, so we do that little transition 3-2, you're going to hit the open E string to start the pre-chorus. So we had this, you're going to hit the power chord here at the 7th fret on the A string. So we have this. So the open E, power chord, open E. Back to the open E, and then the power chord at the 8th fret. back to the open E, then the power chord, the fifth fret. So it is. So the 5th fret, open E again, 5th fret, and then hold that, and then take it up to the 6th fret. So that little ending, so without doing the open E in between them. So we have this. So all together. Repeat. So you do it twice like that, and then he starts adding the note on the low E string with it. So he starts putting the 5th of the chord in the bass. So it's the same riff, except instead of just playing the 5th fret, the 7th, this note on the A string, bar that note across to the same fret on the low E string for all the chords. So we have this. So when you get to that point, so you do it without that twice. And then with the note on the low E string added 3 times. And then just kind of end on the E power chord. Get a few hits. That's all downstrokes on that one though. And then here, we're gonna go. So when we play this later on in the song, these parts like this, sometimes the one with the note on the low E string is going to be played twice instead of 3 times. And then here, when we play this, or play this. So that's not always going to be there. They're going to eliminate this later on in the song. So after we have this, we're going to slide the power chord from 2 to 3 on the low E string, and then back to the low open E. 1, 2, 3, 4. Try this. And then we're going to do it again, but we're going to stay at the 3rd fret for the hits, the 4 hits. Try this. All right, and then we get to what is the end of the pre-chorus. So that's just, you're going to be playing kind of down, up, down on each one, most of these chords. Just muted power chords hit at the 5th fret, then the 3rd, back to 5, back to 3. Try this. And then 2, 3, then back to the 2 without any, and then go back to 3 and slide it back down to 2. So we'll kind of release the muting on those. And then there's a slide that kind of takes us into the actual chorus. So that little ending is. And then we get to the chorus here. I have no idea how they remember all this stuff. I mean, how do they remember when they were doing this whole album? And Justice for All was just nuts. It was probably a nightmare tour, especially for Lars. So we're gonna have here. All right, the chorus looks like this. All right, so that's pretty easy for Metallica standards, especially back in this era. So there's power chord, the 2nd fret, the F sharp power chord, and then slide from that 3rd fret power chord back down, and then to this 2, and then back to 3. So that's kind of the riff. So this. So after you've done it a couple times, it goes 2, 3, just kind of hold on both, and just go back to the riff. So this. Repeat. Now the third time through. So that's just kind of, instead of going to 3, 2, 3, it goes 2, 5, back to the E power chord. And it almost sounds like kind of at the very, you gotta hit this power chord up at the 7th fret there, the E. So I have this. All right, so from there we go back to the main riff again, and the same in it. So one difference at the very end here, instead of going, it just goes. So it doesn't have that little last E hit. It just goes. All right, so there's just that little difference there. Like I said, they'll cut little endings off here, which is makes it a little bit confusing. And then we have the verse riff again. The only difference here is, so the second time, after it goes through and goes to that, it goes back to the riff. You're gonna hear this. It's just kind of hitting it. You hear Lars doing those accents on the drums, and they kind of match that. Really, for that second verse on, whenever you play that, you're gonna hear them match that hit, those two hits. So that's really the only difference there. But if you know the song, you'll probably be able to follow along pretty easy. But then we have the pre-chorus. Now the pre-chorus happens again, like I said, that sometimes we're gonna have a little bit different length of time here. And this one is kind of starts the same. But we leave out the, for some reason. We just leave it out. We just do that one, but then jump straight to the ending. So just to confuse you a little bit more, that second pre-chorus, you're not gonna be doing it. You're just gonna go. All right, then we get back to the same chorus. By the way, I'm not doing the little overdub stuff that's going on in the choruses. I'm just doing the main riff. And then we get to the actual main riff again after that chorus. And then we get to this kind of harmony solo section of the track. So the rhythm, though, that happens underneath the harmony looks like this. We get to the solo rhythm. All right, so a lot going on there. So we're gonna start here, and And when we're doing the hits on the low E here, in between these, there's nothing tricky. It's just straight, just downstrokes, eighth note. So it is. Then we have this, which is the 7th fret on the A, 10 on the D. Hit that 3 times. Then that triad, so you're gonna play the 7 on the A, 8 on the D, then back to the 9 on the D with the 7 there on the A. And then hit that chord one more time, so like this. Then you go back to hitting the low E's, and then we have kind of what's just like the main riff. That part. And then back to the hit on the 7, the E chord again. So we have this to get all together. All right, and then just kind of repeat that. So now the third time through, we have a different ending. Instead of doing this, we have this. So that's the same riff that starts it. Then down those low E hits, and they're gonna go to the 7th fret on the low E string, then 5 on the A, 5 on the D, and then back to that 5 on the A. So all together, what I got so far. So after that, back to the riff, and the same ending. All right, and then we're gonna move everything over to the B. So we have this. So it's really the same riff. You're gonna be just over on the low E string, on the 7 on the low E, 9 on the A. So, but you're still going to be chugging the low E string, so it's being held at the 7th fret now. So the ending here, so same riff we did on the other strings. You're going to go back here. So that's that same riff we did before. 7 on the low E, 5 on the A, but then you're gonna go that 5 on the D to the 5 back on the A twice. It's gonna double that. Sorry this. Sorry this. All right, and then back to the chord. And then back to that ending that like the first time we played it, just one time through. Like that. So far we have this. All right, and then we're gonna move the same riff now to the 5th fret on the A string. So that's gonna, that power chord there. So this is the kind of 8th note kind of chugs are on the A string now, because you're holding the 5th fret there. And then you're gonna come back here. The 5th fret on the low E, 3 on the A, 3 on the D, back to 3 on the A. So it's the same lick here, but just down 2 frets. And then that same ending. So that same thing done twice. And then take it over to the A. So now we're the same riff, but at the 5th fret on the low E string, that power chord there. Now this ending, once again, we're gonna do that little addition here on these notes down here. So you're gonna basically double that D back to the A. So there's a couple extra notes in there. So we have this. Then the normal ending. And then we're gonna come back here to the D. Let's do that riff twice. All right, so all together for that section, because from here we're gonna jump to something else a little bit easier to memorize. So all together. And then we're gonna have this different ending here, this that we haven't seen before. That takes us to the solo rhythm. All right, so almost through the hard stuff. So we have this. We have this power chord now, the 7th fret, and we're doing that 1, 2, 3 with it kind of heavily muting the whole chord, and then to the 5th fret. Then 4, and then back to 5. Repeat that. All right, then you're gonna jump up here to the 10th fret. So that's 10, same rhythm, 10, 8, 7, 8. All right, and then we're gonna go hit the 10th fret there, just the power chord there, let it ring, and then heavily palm muted 8th fret twice, 7, and then 3rd fret. So we have this. All right, now over that we have Kirk playing the, well, okay, so there's a harmony thing going on there. And typically they would just have Kirk do the main harmony line there. So that's what I'm gonna do. It's kind of the lower harmony line, which is a little bit higher in the mix. And it's also kind of continues the whole time. The high harmony part goes in and out. So anyway, I'm gonna play Kirk's harmony line that's going on, that comes in during that section. All right, so it looks like this. All right, and then we had that, that's when that little ending comes in. So this little, kind of the transition between that and the main solo, which I'll cover in a second. So we have, so we have this 10, then you're gonna hammer 9 to 10 on the G, pull back to 9, over to 12 on the D, and then 12th fret there on the G, and then so. Then the 10, kind of hammer pull between 9 and 10, then play 12, 10 on the D. So this. And then we go back to the 10 on the G. little hammer pull again. Over to 12 on the D, 12 on the G, then play 12, 10 on the D. So with this. And then just kind of repeat that. We go back, just start it this time though with the D there on the 12th fret of the D string. Repeat. It's kind of the same thing done twice there. And then we have this. So we have this. So that's 10 on the D string. That hammer and pull between the 9 and 10 again. Over to 12 on the A string. Over to the 9th fret there on the G. And then that 10 on the D, hammer pull again. Then 12, 10 on the A. So this. Back to the 10 on the D. So 10, that little hammer pull, 12 on the A now, and then up to the 9th fret there on the G. Then we have this. So that's going to be pulling off 10 to 9 on the D, and then 12 on the A, and then pull off 10 to 9 on the D again. And then this time come over to the 10th fret on the A, and then back to that 12. So altogether, I know this is a lot of notes. Sometimes it's better when you're following along in these sections to maybe tap it out for yourself. But we basically just have this for this one. And then kind of repeat. And then this different ending, when we get to that 9th fret there on the G, on the second repeat, we have, instead of doing that, we're just gonna go from that 9 on the G, so the second time through, the second repeat, you're gonna now go to 10 on the D, 10 on the A, and then it's gonna go back kind of to the first half of the harmony solo. So I have this. So the same thing that we did in at the beginning, but now the second repeat here this time. It's a little bit different. So so after that, the second repeat when we get back to the higher part. So we're just gonna do that. So it's like we're doing the first riff again, repeating the riff the same way. So it's gonna do that little part right there. Instead of going like that, we're just gonna do that one just twice in a row. Let me just play it for you in context real quick. So when we get back up to the higher harmony part, so kind of did that twice, and then we're going to do that same ending that we did before, which is going to be pulling off 10 to 9 on the D, and then over to 12 on the A, and then 10 to 9, pull off 10 to 9 again on the D, then 10 on the A, and then hit that 12th fret on the A and just kind of slide it down, and then we're to the different section there. And then we get to here, we come up to the solo rhythm, which is pretty close to the chorus rhythm. So before we get to the actual solo, the rhythm under it is this. So it's kind of similar to the chorus riff here. We're gonna start with that second fret. So kind of pull up, slow down, and then back to 3. So kind of do that a little bit. So just under the exact solo, right when the main solo happens. Then it goes to the open E string. So you see the timing. We're not doing a dun, dun, those kind of stuff like we did in the chorus. It's just kind of playing the riff straight through. Open E there, and then, so it's a little different there, and then, on this last, at the very end, you're just gonna go hit the G power chord 3 times, and then the F sharp once. All right, so now let me go through Kirk's solo for you. So I'm playing through it. It's a pretty short solo, but it's got some really cool stuff in it. So here we go. All right, so pretty short for Kirk Hammett solo, but it's got some really cool stuff in it. So we're going to start here by going. So I'm going to start with the second fret there on the A string. You kind of play that, and then take the whammy bar and dive it down, and then as you let the bar come back, you're going to be at the 5th fret there on the G. So and then the you do a little bar dip again, and then let it come up, and you're playing the 9th fret there on the G. And magic. And then the 11th. I'm sorry. And then all the way up to the 21st fret there on the G. So you kind of do the little bar dip again, and then do it just as a normal bend here. You're going into a bend at the 21st fret. So that second bending is just a normal bend without the bar. And then up to the 24th fret on the. Now he doesn't quite get that bend all the way up. You can kind of hear it kind of halfway getting there. And then. So we had this. You're going to be playing the, that bends all the 21st fret there. Did I say 19? Anyway, so we have, you're going to play, after this bend, you're going to play the 19th fret, hammer 22, pull back off to 19, slide down to 18. And then play 18, hammer 19, pull back off to 18. Slide down to the 15. So it is, and then from there you're gonna play 15, hammer 18, pull back up to 15, and slide down to 14. All right, from there we have this. So that's gonna be kind of a hammer pull from 14 to 15 on the high E string, over to 17 on the B, back to that 14 on the high E. Then play 17, 15, 14 on the B, over to 16 there on the G string. So then like 4 times you're gonna repeat this lick. You're gonna pull off 15 to 14 on the B, and then play 15, 14, and then 16, 15, 16 on the G. So you just repeat that like 4 times. 3 or 4 times. There's a whammy pedal here too, which I don't have on here. And then what we're gonna do is so it's he kind of climbs back up to kind of quick little hammer pull there on the 15 and 14 on the B, over to the 16th fret there on the G, and then gonna go back up 15, 14, 17, over to and here it's a little bit kind of hard to hear exactly what's going on. But you hear a quick little trill, and it kind of slides into this 19th fret here, and then you're gonna play 19, pull off to 18, pull off to 15. You're gonna repeat that. And then at the very end, it's gonna hit these harmonics there at the 19th fret there, across the D and the G. You can across the B too. And then just pull the bar up. All right, so that's it for the solo, and then we go back into the verse again, so the same verse that we did before, and then the pre-chorus, which is like slightly shortened. Like I said, doesn't when he does the ones with the note on the low E string, he just does it 2 times instead of 3. So I talked about that earlier. So just kind of a shortened pre-chorus, and then into the same chorus again, and then we get to the outro section. So the very end of the song. A little bit different, a lot of the pre-chorus riff again, but it kind of looks like this. All right, so it's kind of that pre-chorus riff done twice without the note on the low E string, then twice with the note on the low E. So we have this. Then add the note on the low E. And then it kind of goes back to the E real quick. It just goes. Just like. Then it goes back to the pre-chorus riff here, and kind of the vocals come in there, and we have it just plays it twice without the note on the low E. So just like that, and then hops right back down to that. So we have this back in the low E, and then hit it once, and then at the very end of the song we have this. So just kind of just quick slide from 2 to 3 power chord on the low E string, and then back to that. So just kind of keep doing that to the very end. All right, so it is quite a complex song, like a lot of stuff on Injustice for All. It's got a lot of the arrangements and the rhythms keep changing in this song. So there's a lot going on, but if you're very familiar with the sound of the track, you can probably follow the riffs pretty easily after going through this lesson a couple hundred times. You should have it down perfectly. All right, but I hope you guys enjoyed it. This kind of puts to bed Injustice for All. So now we have completed all of Master of Puppets and all of Injustice for All. So what Metallica album should I complete next? You let me know. It's probably going to be between, obviously, Ride the Lightning or the Black Album, maybe Kill 'Em All. So one of those 3. Let's look at the classics. All right, so let me know in the comments below. All right, I'll see you guys soon.